Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlotte from At Charlotte's House, and today I wanted to check in with you to give you a little bit of an update on our master bath situation. The wallpaper is gone. The only floral left in this space are the curtains, and I'm going to keep those up until the new ones are ready. Just, I don't know, privacy? I have begun to take up the floor tiles. Let me show you what I'm doing about this floor, because that's my next step in here. I'm going to show you some of the tips and tricks that I've learned already working in here, because I know a lot of you have mentioned that you have a similar floor situation. So this is how I'm taking on the floor. As you know, the tile that is in this bathroom now is this adhesive vinyl composite tile. It was big in the 80s. We've already had it checked. There's no asbestos underneath here. And it's super durable. There's nothing wrong with it, but I want to swap it out for something that's a little bit more modern and sophisticated. So I have this beautiful 3-inch marble hex tile from Home Depot going in. But the first thing I need to do is I need to pull up the existing floor. For me, I found it a little bit easier to remove the adhesive vinyl first. It's a sticky step, it's a messy step. You're gonna wanna have some disposable latex gloves. But the reason that I've been doing this is then it's a little bit easier for me to see where my sheets of plywood begin and end, and it's been easier for me to get to the nails that are holding that plywood in place. So I've already removed one. You can see this adhesive gets everywhere. It is messy. So again, gloves, gloves, gloves. And the way I've been doing it is that I've been using my smaller crowbar just to get underneath a corner. And then it's pretty easy to work your way around. So I'm gonna keep removing the adhesive tiles, and then I'll show you what I'm doing with the plywood. Now that I've removed all the adhesive vinyl tile, it's pretty clear where the plywood sheet ends and begins, and that's gonna make it easier for me to pry this up off of the subfloor. You're gonna wanna have safety goggles. Sometimes when you're doing this, little splinters and bits of wood will fly up. I'm gonna use my favorite crowbar again, and now that I can see where the nails are, that's where I'm gonna sort of concentrate. And I'm gonna get the corner of my crowbar underneath the plywood. Sometimes I have to give it a little tap with the hammer. And then I'm gonna pull. And what I have found is that I'd rather not have my plywood splinter all over the place because it's really messy. But if I can work just a little bit up away from the nail, then I can just remove it. One of the things that I've had to do in this bathroom in order to remove the flooring is that I've taken out the quarter rounds that are here against the baseboards, and I'm gonna try to save these. So what I'm doing is I'm scoring them along the edge. And in some places they've been painted over, so scoring them makes it a little bit easier to pry away from the wall. And then I'm just coming under it with my little miniature crowbar. So I'm prying this away, and then what I'm doing, which is most important, is that I'm labeling the back of them so that I know which one goes where and which end was up. There were a couple of places around the perimeter of the room where the plywood subfloor actually went underneath the trim. And so rather than remove the trim, I was able to use my Dremel Multimax and just cut along the edge of that plywood so I could remove it that way. I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that all of the vinyl composite tile and the 1/4-inch plywood that it was sitting on is gone. It is removed, it has left the building. I am down to my subfloor in here, which technically means I am ready to tile. The bad news is that there was some water damage, as I expected, around the bathtub. So in the next video, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna cut out that damaged subfloor, patch it, and then I can get to the fun part of tiling. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can follow along with all the different projects I have going on in this master bath update.